Hey there, Taurus person. I don't say peoples for you guys. But anywho, so this is a little ditty that I'm doing, a little full moon and Taurus reading. And I'm kind of killing, how did I say it? Three birds with one stone. Because for the new moon that was on the 8th of this month, I intended to do a reading for you guys. And I just got super busy and I wasn't able to do it. So I had taken notes because I had like um, messages for each sign, right? So I figured what I'd do, since, the full moon is tomorrow and whatnot, and during the new moon, you plant seeds that would manifest by the new moon. So setting your intention, so to speak. So the way that things work energetically, I'd like to think that you guys are in alignment with this already. You know what I'm saying? So I look at it more or less. You guys can let me know in the comments if inadvertently, without me telling you, if you guys still kind of aligned with these energies anyway. So for Taurus, what I have is the seed to be planted, or the intention that would have been set or has been set or was set, whatever, during the new moon was action. Right? And the little blurb says, what emotions rise up when you hear these words? Wholeheartedly, flexibility, consistency, or commitment. Stay the course, dig your heels in, don't doubt your ability, persevere. It's your time, Taurus. And your little mantra is, I'm beautiful. Because you are, dagnabbit son of a gun. So anywho, I look at that as the energy that you guys have kind of been embodying since the new moon, or the intentions that were set. You guys can let me know if you kind of feel like that's where you guys have kind of been with it. But I think that is kind of funny. Flexibility. Yeah. The consistency, perseverance, we got that all day. Maybe it's just me, I don't like things changing up. But I think that it's imperative for us to embrace flexibility, especially with this new moon, because it is a time of expansion. You know what I'm saying? And revealing hidden things and hidden potential that is within ourselves. So illuminating those parts of ourselves that we have either hidden, covered, or different potentials and things that we may not have given light to in quite a time, or if ever, So I'm going to do just a little general spread for you guys, just to get any additional information that you guys need for the end of October. That was the third thing. So for the end of October, for the full moon and Taurus, and going into November. So Spirit, please give us clear and direct guidance for Taurus, if I can get the cards together, and they're just, thank you, cards, any day now. Clear direct guidance for Taurus for the end of October, going into November, please, Spirit. Anything that they need to know, any insight that they need, any clarity they need, what I'm saying? Anything that they need to take action on. Please, Spirit. Thank you in advance. All right, Taurus, let's see what's going on. Hopefully this will be quicker than Aries. Okay, so the central energy that we have for Taurus people, who is the Ten of Pentacles, dagnabbit son of a gun. Yeah, y'all took action, all right. So with the Ten of Pentacles, occasionally, I see this card this way. Not often, but now I am. I don't just necessarily see this as like material abundance, but I see it as a balance between the material and like the spiritual, right? So it's more or less, if you think about like the Nine of Pentacles, and you think about it as a lady or a person, could be a dude too, a person who is content. Like, they've put their time, energy, and effort into something, and they reap the rewards of their hard work, right? But it's like, okay, so I did that. What's next? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you're content, you're happy, but it's the desire for something more. Now, I don't know anything about astrology, like talking about it, But from what like I've heard, like, 'cause I think I've watched so many readings today, because a lot of people put up stuff about like Scorpio season, and I didn't even know it was that serious to say that Scorpio is our opposite sign and whatnot. But it's a lot of stuff about like deeper desires like being made manifest, right? So seeing that in accordance with the full moon and with us taking action, I more or less see it as like expanding into like a deeper state of being. So it's like I've mastered, and I'm saying this hypothetically, but it's like I've mastered the material world. I've mastered what it's like to put in hard work to sow those seeds, you know, to till the ground and all that good stuff and reap the harvest. Like I get that. But there's a part of me that's yearning for more. So I feel like for some of you guys, that's funny. For some of you guys, I feel like it may be, if you haven't had like a spiritual practice or you haven't really considered that on a day-to-day basis, I feel like you guys are going to be opening up to seek deeper into that. For others of you, it's going to be taking action on like romance. You know what I mean? Like if you want to be married and, you know, like you know, have like a stable, committed partnership. I see you guys taking action in that direction. And then those of you who are in somebody's getting a dog. So some of you who are in a partnership, making the decision to start having babies, you know what I'm saying? And like expanding your family. So I'm more or less seeing this as like mastery in one area of your life. But once you achieve that mastery, it's realizing that, like, almost thinking that's it. You know what I'm saying? And realizing once you get there that was like this hidden desire that you didn't even know existed, and going in the direction of that. Now, the challenge that we have is the Hanged Man. So the thing that is challenging you guys on this path towards this thing, or taking action on the thing that you want, is that I think that right now, you don't have, or it may seem as though you don't have the tools or finances or what have you to get to where it is that you're trying to go. But, what is it that my daddy always says? A prayer delayed is not a prayer denied. All right. So I more or less look at this as like surrendering to the situation. It's like not losing hope that what it is that you desire. So say hypothetically, like if you want a relationship and you're not dating nobody and you don't know nobody to date on some stuff, it's like, don't lose hope and say like, oh, I'm never going to be in a relationship. It's like, you know, just kind of surrendering to the moment, enjoying where you're at, especially if you've just achieved something. Like if you've reached the pinnacle of something, pun intended, if you've reached the pinnacle of something, enjoy where you are now, you know, hold space for your feelings, encase them in love and positivity and faith for the future. And just enjoy this present moment, trusting and knowing that the pathway is going to open for whatever it is you feel like that's blocking you from what it is that you're desiring. Now, the past influence we have is the Two of Cups. The energy is there, dang nabbit son of a gun. So I also see this as like you guys coming into alignment with self. So it's almost as if being in a state of like, I don't think fragmentation is a word. Is fragmentation a word? I don't know. But almost like being in dissension with the self and feeling this union within. So it's like you guys feeling hella balanced. You know what I'm saying? Within yourself. For some of you, it's some of you guys either, you know, meeting somebody new that you kind of vibe with. For others, it may have been reconciling with someone. But I more or less see you guys as kind of like the captain of your own ship in a sense. So I'm really sensing this as a balance within the self. Now, what's undergirding all of this is the Two of Swords, which is a card of indecision. You know what I mean? And I kind of sense this in the fact of like not wanting to admit to yourself. So if we say scenario wise, this is a person who's like, oh, I ain't got time to be dating nobody. I ain't got no time for relationships. I got to work. I ain't worried about these dudes. I'm not worried about these females. You know what I'm saying? So kind of someone who's like that. But, you know, like when you go to the movies and you see a couple, you're like, oh, I want that. You know what I mean? So I feel like there was a little bit of self-denial. But I feel like once you guys reach this balance past tense, it's like now you guys are coming to the realization, whoa, yeah, thank you, Spirit. Well, that makes sense. So when I was talking about like the Nine of Pentacles person, like reaching this peak and thinking that, like, if we say it in the sense of a void, this void that I felt in my heart, and this is hypothetical, this void I felt in my heart, I thought would be achieved, you know, or filled when I made partner. But you made partner, and then you realize, like, well, dang, that wasn't it. And then you instantly realize that thing that was kind of hidden underneath. Because, and that's very possible, because, you know, full moon energy is active like 3 days before the full moon. So very possible. But I feel like you guys were lying to yourself about your true desires, but now that's become clear. Now, what you guys have above you is the Ten of Swords. Super, super good. So it's an old mindset that's dying. Whoa, this is interesting. You guys have 2 tens, 10 of Swords, 10 of Pentacles, 2 of Swords, and 2 of Cups. Interesting. Synchronicity. This is divinely orchestrated, dadgummit, son of a gun. But anywho, but it's you guys dying to an old mindset and now embracing your truth. So whereas you guys were kind of in a space where you were lying to yourself, and I'm hearing now, even for some people, if you released a relationship. So if it was a relationship that really wasn't in your highest good, and you were kind of trying to fake yourself into believing that this was legit cool and, like, you know, it ain't that big of a deal, I'm happy on some stuff. It's like you realize that it wasn't fulfilling you emotionally, and you desired to go into the direction of that, admit that to yourself and release it, and holding on to your truth. So you guys are definitely coming into alignment with your truth and now going in the direction of manifesting that. So that old mindset, anything like tied to anxiety or like ruminating over it or allowing it to affect your day-to-day life, it's like I really see you guys releasing that, right? Freaking Empress is the outcome. Oh my gosh, you guys are abundant. Dagnabbit, son of a gun. This is so beautiful. What I see this as, guys, is like energy work. It's you coming into alignment with this energy, right? Like sensing it, hovering over you, right? Releasing, like taking the blinders off, admitting your truth to yourself and acting on that truth, and you guys taking that 1 foot in the direction of it, manifested it to where spirit is coming in and like clearing all of this old energy out to like manifest the what you guys have visualized in your head and what you're desiring in your heart into your life. So you guys literally are stepping into your Empress energy. So it's more or less like taking the reins back and becoming in control of your life. So no longer lying to yourself or others about the truth of what it is that you desire. Congratulations, Taurus, dagnabbit, son of a gun. Freaking awesome. So I'm going to pull a surrender card and a work your light card. So Spirit, please give us a card for Taurus. Please don't give us 5 like you gave Aries, because I'm trying to keep these short. We already over 10 minutes. Let me get 1 card for Taurus, Spirit. What does Taurus need to... Ooh, and you gave me 2. I mean, that's cool. That's better than 5. All right. First card is surrender. What? Oh, can't read backwards. Surrender to your intuition. Tune into your inner voice. Be aware of any gut feelings, flashes, knowing, or aha moments that come through to guide you. Now, listen. How I'm more or less sensing this is for those of you who have manifested this energy, right? This has been a lesson on teaching you how to attune to your intuition. So what's going to be very in service of you going forward is to look back at this situation and take note. When was the first day that you realized, like, I ain't about this life no more? You know what I'm saying? Did you hear something tell you that? Did you have a dream about it? Did you sense it? Did you feel it somewhere in your body? You know what I mean? Kind of taking note of those things and like each like pinpoint, whether it was someone coming to tell you something, if it was a reading that you listened to or something that like confirmed it in you. Because I feel like a lot of you guys are being taught how to listen to your intuition or your internal GPS, so that going forward, if you want to continue manifesting things like this into your life, it's almost like coaching yourself on how you hear spirit so you can master that, so you can continue to manifest things this way going forward, right? Next card that we have is surrender to your full power. Empress baby. Just saying. Your life is calling for you to step into your full power rather than playing it small. Dag nabbit son of a gun, I agree. I feel in so many ways that it's like the highest thought that you guys had for yourself. I'm saying you guys as if I'm not Taurus. But it's like the highest thought that you have ever held for yourself or for your life or your dreams, your vision, your purpose, your passion, your future, what have you, whatever it is. The highest version of that is like the Queen of Pentacles, right? Compared to the Empress that Spirit has for you, right? So playing it small is in essence thinking like the Queen of Pentacles is the best that you could do. But Spirit let you guys know you tapped into it, that you are the Empress, and you're manifesting that. Dadgummit son of a gun. This is awesome. It's a nice way to end the day. So we have, oh gosh, I cannot say these names on these cards. Lemuria. I have no idea who that is. It's a goddess, I believe. It's an energy to attune into to help you on your path. Creating heaven on earth. It's happening. What are we saying here? It's your time. Dag nabbit son of a gun, Taurus. Yes, creating heaven on earth. It's happening. And I feel, oh man, I feel this so heavy, dude. It's happening. It's finally happening. I can say for Tauruses, even like, especially on my channel, there's been lots of times where there's been consistent readings that we've had that have said like, oh, you know, it's happening, right? And it's not to say that stuff didn't happen, because things happened, but it was like pipsqueak stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like, oh, you know, something amazing is coming into your life, and next day, like, you find $10 on the ground. It's like, oh, well, that's super cool. You know what I mean? But I feel now, dude, it's almost like, not like butterflies in my belly, but it's almost like I feel like I'm like overflowing with like joy. So it's like I feel like that's what people are feeling or are about to feel that are Taurians. Like, it's about to get so real that I don't even think you guys understand. Everything that you have ever desired, wished, prayed for, have not lost hope for, haven't given up the fight and keep pushing in spite of like all of like the opposition or obstacles or naysayers that you guys have encountered for however long. It's like I feel all of that just melting away, the path becoming clear, and it's almost as if you're going to be walking out of the abyss into the ever-present beauty of Eden. You know what I mean? And it's like your heaven. Whatever your idea of heaven is manifesting into your life right now, at the second, at this freaking moment. Receive it and believe it. Dadgummit, son of a gun, I said. Love your freaking face, Taurus. I'm gonna see how many of these I can do before I pass out from exhaustion on my desk. I love your face. Deuces.